I've got all 4 of my fingers and I'm just perfectly fine.
I do not believe that you are aware of the never mind.
Pieces, you're only going to be able to use so much of it before you just have to throw it away.
Are you ready?
Boy, oh boy, if you think our other videos are boring, we're going to bring boring to a whole new level with this one. There's nothing worse than having to watch somebody put a transition in. But hey, here's a cat. This particular transition setup is a much easier setup compared to a lot that I have dealt with. And the fact that we're going into wood also helps. But the whole bracketing system and insulation setup is extremely simple. I've dealt with several setups, and the improved setup is much more difficult and doesn't necessarily guarantee the final product. Now, I'm going to take it out as far as this here, so that's going to be 27. I'm going to want to cut the piece 27 inches. I want to use the edge of that as a reference point. So, here's that. And then use this one as a reference point. I'm going to be able to line it up.
In situations where a piece will require several cuts to match the angles of the surrounding material, a template can be made to transfer the shape to the material that you will be cutting. However, cutting the transition to the desired length, then marking for the multiple cuts is also acceptable. In either case, it may require 1 or 2 additional detail cuts to receive the desired result. It may be necessary to use shims or spacers to raise the transition clip, so that the clip and flooring are flush with each other. This will allow the transition to click into place properly and with little effort.
Or you could just beat the hell out of it until it's forced to submit. And that is exactly why you're not in charge, Bubba.
Having an exact fit, with no gaps, between the door jamb and transition strips requires a realistic expectation, especially when there are angles involved. Painter caulking and construction adhesives are acceptable to use to fill in those gaps. If the gap is still noticeable after filling it in, or if you have areas on the flooring where the finish may have been scratched, filling them in with a color matching the flooring is a good way of correcting those areas.
And that's what these are for. Cabinet repair markers come in a set with several colors in it, and that usually helps in making sure that your finished product looks so much better.
If you live in the Kern County, California area and would like to be a part of our live audience, feel free to go to our channel and contact us by email.